We just went through Sweetgrass, Montana border crossing, and we are back in the USA. Yay! Hi, cows. Here we are in Shelby, Montana, and we are going to be turning onto US 2. The reason why US 2 is so familiar and fond in our hearts is because it drives right through my hometown of Iron River, Michigan. So we're not going quite that far. We're going to go as far as Ironwood, Michigan, and then cut south into Wisconsin, back to our house. But my teenage years were spent in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. The UP, yeah, there, hey, you know.
Best Western RV Park.
Yeah, look at that, an RV park attached to the back of the Best Western. Isn't that cool? So, we are now going on US 2. West or east? We're definitely going east. We're going over the bumps.
Better check and see if they got a guide.
Yeah, just a moment. I gotta do US 2. Oh, you mean check at the gas station? No, I see, let's see, beer, wine, deli, food, pilot, Lucky Lil's Casino, poker, Keno. No, I don't see a Godfather's Pizza, dear.
No.
I see a Pizza Hut. That's not the same. He's laughing because when we crossed over Minnesota on our way out in April, there was a Godfather's Pizza, which we don't have in Wisconsin anymore. Well, here we go. Head east, young man. Steve says this is flat. You can see for miles and miles. The only problem is the wind blows you away. There's a train coming around the bend. Let's see here. We'll try and straighten that up. There we go. Here's a train coming.
Oh, oil tankers or something.
Yeah, lots of oil tankers. There's some storm clouds looking down that way, a little dark. There's some storms cutting across. But it's ahead of where we're driving. I think it'll be to the south. We're going up this way, so it looks like most of it's already passed. We're going to drive about another hour or so to, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, Havre, H-A-V-R-E. We know there's a BLM campground there. We're going to look for that. And then make supper and settle down for the night. Okay, we are driving into the FRESNO Dam free campground near Havre, Montana. Let's see what we got here. It's run by the BLM. That one's the Walleye Unlimited campground. Which one's the FRESNO? Wait, well, just wait a minute. One way, do not enter. Okay. That says public beach. We're looking for the BLM campground. Let's try it. I'd say go to the right. I don't want to go down there. Okay, so it looks like a little parking spot with a dumpster and some bathrooms. Everybody's got a picnic table. How if we point nose to the trees so our refrigerator isn't in the sun? Yeah. I think that looks pretty darn nice. Wow, what a view. Okay, let's get level. Well, this is going to be a little windy. We're at FRESNO Reservoir near Havre. I should look up how to pronounce that. Montana. This is a free campground of the BLM. They do ask for donations over here on the restroom. There's a donation box. We'll pop them $20 bill in there. And here's all of the campsites. There's probably about 30 sites here with picnic tables. No power, no water. And this is managed by the Fresno chapter. So down here are different levels of parking lot, looks like. And down below is a boat landing. Way over there, it looks like there might be another campground area up on the hill. Oh, it's up here, Steve saw, up on the hill. What a great spot to be parked. Tonight we have Chef Stevio in the What a View kitchen. He's working on dinner tonight. He's making his famous casserole. He browns up hamburger and onions, and he boils up flat egg noodles, and his secret is cream of celery soup. Not cream of mushroom. He uses cream of celery. It's very light and a good flavor. And he makes a casserole, and that's his favorite dish to cook up. Great for at the end of a long traveling day. And now the sun is going down on a beautiful day. We really are glad to be here and comfortable and safe. We're back in the United States, in Montana, watching the sunset. After a nice dinner, and now we're going to relax for the evening.
Good morning.
Good morning.
A little cloudy this morning. We saw one spot of sunshine, but it looks like it's going to be a cloudy day today, this morning for sure.
Mm-hmm. We're at the FRESNO Reservoir.
In Montana.
Yeah. Oh, see, he even knows where he's at. Yeah. He's in Montana.
So that's pretty good. A very quiet place to camp for the night. It looks like a pretty nice beach down there, very sandy.
Yeah, the people that are camped a couple campers down, they went down and went swimming and came back up last night. It was really nice breeze, beautiful sunset. Mm-hmm. Got some great sunset pictures. Put them in here.
I'd certainly recommend this as a spot to stay.
Yeah, it's a good stopover.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically really a big gravel parking lot with picnic tables. It's on donation, so we added a little donation over to the donation box on the outhouse building.
And there's another little part of the campground up on top of a hill.
Yeah, might be a little windier up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, very nice, quiet.
Yep. So we're all loaded up, slides are in, levelers are retracted, we're ready to roll. We're going to stop at the Walmart in Havre, however you pronounce it. I still haven't looked that up yet, how to pronounce it. Havre. Mm-hmm. And we're going to stop there for a couple little things that we needed. We didn't need too much. And then from there, we're moving on over to Fort Peck. Mm-hmm. And we got reservations. We actually went online and did reservations because we know the park and we know we'd like to have hookups tonight. The temperatures are supposed to go up. And we figured we would go there because we already know it. And what happened is last fall, We were taking a ride all the way out US 2. We were hoping to get to Washington State. And we only got as far as Fort Peck, and the wildfires turned us around. The smoke was so bad, we couldn't even enjoy the park or see anything, or, you know, even just from the campground to the dam, you could barely see the towers of the dam.
Yeah, it was pretty nasty.
Yeah, so that was last year. We thought, well, let's go back and finish that one up because we already know it. We actually even know the layout of the campground. We recalled what was where, and all the sites are pretty level and pretty flat.
It's a very popular campground.
Yeah, well, we had looked the day before and there were no sites available, electric sites. And then Steve started poking around last night, and we went back on, and there was one site suddenly popped up, site number 2. So somebody had canceled, and we fortunately got it. So we went on quick and reserved. So that is actually the first reservation we have really made for this entire trip.
Is it? I guess so.
Yeah. Well, I know we had called ahead to the one in Skagway, and they said there was no problem. Just get there, pick out a site, and pay online. Yeah. But that really wasn't a reservation.
No.
No, it's just we had to pay online when we got there. But otherwise, yeah, it's really our first real reservation out of like 90 days.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So, but of course, we didn't go in, during the July and August up in Alaska where it's pretty busy. Yeah,
so of course we didn't need to make reservations. Almost every campground we went to, there really was no problem. There's only like 1 or 2 we ever even drove through that we couldn't get into. Yeah, but otherwise, we've been really fortunate just playing it by ear. And
I think there was only one, the one up by Denali.
Yeah, the Kasugi Ken. Yeah. And although there were a lot of empty sites, they were all reserved, but nobody ever came on them, which was a real shame.
Yeah.
But otherwise, just playing it by ear as we travel is the way that we've been doing it. And, kind of look for a spot before it's too late in the day. And we've been lucky.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think it's time to fire it up, dear. And we're going to head out of here. Beep, 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 beep. There's the reservoir we're on. And we are the little teeny tiny motorhome motif on that GPS. That's from Rand McNally. That's built into the Sprinter chassis. So Steve is driving off the little leveler blocks that we were up on. He'll go grab those quick. And then we'll be on our way. Okay, we did a little Walmart stock up today. And we just throw the stuff right back in the cart. Don't mess with the bags. And unload it right at the door. Steve hands it in, and I put it away. Cart unloader guy. Ooh, sweet corn on the cob. And bratwurst on the grill. Sounds good. Oh, it's so nice to get some fresh produce again and eggs. We just crossed the border from Canada, so we had to make sure we didn't have any of this crossing the border. We found our favorite Raos pasta along with the sauces. We got bratwurst and buns, milk, butter, English muffins, our favorite Clausen pickles. These are so good. They're in the refrigerated section, not in the regular pickle aisle. And we picked up a variety of meats too, so we can stock up the freezer. Okay, dear, you're going to check the batteries while I put away the groceries. He is checking the water levels on our lead acid batteries. There are 2 Trojans underneath our step. And he's checking that because in case he needs to top them off, we would have access to distilled water right here at the Walmart. Okay, we're cruising along here in the middle of Montana. It's kind of flat, 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 and more flat. A little bit of rolling hills, but our temperature is not too bad. We're up to 70 degrees. They had forecasted much higher. The road's a little rough. We went through probably about 20 or 30 miles of road construction back there. So it's kind of beautiful, grassy, rolling plains, lots of sky, big sky, and every now and then you'll see a little area with a river or there's a watering pen for cattle. Here there's some piled up hay bales. And that's about it. So we're heading on further east towards Fort Peck. I'm doing a little editing here on the tablet. And Steve's driving, enjoying the scenery, doing his thing. Yep, little bouncy. But that's what we do. There's some traffic. It's what, Wednesday afternoon. There's some traffic. Here and there you'll see a little ranch house surrounded by some trees as a windbreak. Most of them are a little rough, a little rugged. Some are abandoned. Life looks like it could be pretty hard out here. In the winter you have the snow and the wind. In the summer you have the sun and the wind. I think most of the time you have the wind. Many of these small towns along US 2 also follow along the railroad tracks. Almost every small town has an old, defunct granary of one form or another. This is where the farmers came and stored their grain before it got shipped off to other areas around the country. And these dusty little towns just manage to hang on, who knows, by the skin of their teeth, to keep functioning and be there. This one's called Hinsdale. That's their ambulance service. There's a little pottery shop. Here's some new granary bins. That's the modern way to store your grain before it's shipped out. So there's a few things that keep the towns going. Here's a little rodeo grounds. And there's a few little shops or restaurants. Every once in a while you see a medical clinic, but not a lot really until you hit one of the larger towns. Just wonder, all the people, what they do for a living to bring in, enough finances to live out here. It's a long distance to travel for groceries or fuel or medical care. When you see these low shrubs and cottonwood trees, you know there's a creek or a river. And when you get out in the open plains, they all disappear because there's no source of water anymore. Some little houses in this cluster. A lot of them are shaded by the large trees. I'm sure that helps as a windbreak and shade for the summer sun. Here's the water of the reservoir at Fort Peck. And down there is an area that's called the West End, Old Fort Peck, for camping. But we are going to the downstream campground. We're going to the downstream campground where there's electric hookups where we have reservations. So that's part of the reservoir that the dam is holding back. So now we're going here at this end where the big towers are. And I believe that's generator, electrical, hydroelectric, yeah. Okay, here's some of the other areas, some retention ponds, and the downstream flow. And out there where those two big towers are, that's where we're going. Way out there. And here we are entering into Fort Peck Campground. And we are reserved on site number 3. Oh yeah, she's in there. Last year there's a really nice lady here. Okay, we're all set up here on our campsite at Fort Peck. We're on number 3. I think it's $25 a night. It's a Corps of Engineers park, so it accepts our half-price senior access, America the Beautiful. So I think it's $12.50, and that's with power. There's water in the park that we stopped and topped off our tank. There's a dump station on the way out. We have lots of room around us. Our nearest neighbor on that side's quite a ways away. These people here are a little closer, but still a nice distance. And Steve, our chef, is working on some steaks. We bought some Walmart steaks. That's the only place we could find on our way through. And I whipped up some salads. We have some baked potatoes going inside in the convection. And Nick is doing his sniffs. He has to make sure everything is just fine. There's a big grassy area out here behind us. He thinks he's going to go catch that robin. Nick, you will not catch a robin. You will not catch a robin. There's no way. Come on. You silly goose. You're not going to catch it. Goofball. Okay. I'll go see what I can help Chef Stevie-O with. Oh, he said he just needed to grab his beer. And I have a glass of wine out here somewhere. So, our steps were giving us a little bit of grief. I think they were kind of gummed up and dirted up from the last couple rough patches. Steve cleaned them up. Did the old pound with a hammer trick. That worked. And they're working again. And here we go. The table is set. And the potatoes are still baking inside. And this is a beautiful tablecloth I got in Mexico when we crossed over the border to do some shopping and dental work with our friend Mary. And then the tray that carried everything out is from our good friend Roger. He made that. He's an RVer. And Steve's cooking away on the grill. Chef Stevie-O. Here we go, a meal fit for a king and a queen. We start on our salads already. But here's a little toast. To another good day of travel. Cheers. Wonderful. Dig in.